Hey guys, Figurecraft here, and today we're going to be doing the next stage in the build of the Titanic. We're going to be doing stage 46, which is basically a mirror version of like we did over here, only for this side right here. So to start off with, I gotta get the box. Which is right here, 46. Box 46. And we'll get the parts out, which is 2 more brown bags. And these are the first pieces that we need right here out of this one, which is the cranes and the winches. We'll set this over here to the side until we need it. And then we'll also need our issue 46 book. But this is going to be pretty close to a mirror image of what we just did. Lifeboats and davits for the port side. The first one is take the boat deck assembly from the previous issue and the decking 46M. Check how the decking fits on the port side of the deck 41A above. Then remove the backing above left and stick the decking in place, smoothing it down with a soft cloth. So that would be putting down this wooden deck right here, which I've already done with Gorilla Wood Glue, and it's on there good to stay. It ain't going nowhere. Then we're going to turn to the next page. Step 2. Check the fit of the winch 46I on the deck and fix in place with a little glue. Note that the pegs on the base of the winch are different sizes to ensure you fit it in the correct position. Fit the bench 46H in place as shown below using a little glue. Okay, so we're putting a bench and the winch here. So to start off, we're going to get the bag open. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my pieces out. Set this bag to the side. I'm going to set these to the side until we need them. The only two things that we need is the bench and the winch. Put these little cables over here. Okay, so we just need these two parts right here, which is the bench and the winch. So the first thing it said was the winch. And this one's been painted up too, to match the other one I did. On the bench, I used that gold that I showed in the previous video and painted the ends of the bench gold to make it look like that. But we're going to get our Loctite Ultra Gel Control Super Glue. We're going to match this with the opposite side, putting it down, which it goes right there. So that fits perfectly. We're just going to need to use some Ultra Gel Control Super Glue on these pegs. Just like that. And then I'm going to place the winch down to the deck and glue it in place. Just like that. Move this little bag. Now we're going to be doing the same thing for our little bench. So, checking on here how the winch is done. The winch is done good. So now we're going to be taking our little bench and we're going to test fit it first, which it sits right there, which looks good. So I'm going to use the Ultra Gel Control super glue at the bottom of this bench, and then I'm going to insert it into the holes, making sure that it stays upright. And you can see there, we now have our first little bench on the deck of the Titanic. So we're good there. That's those two steps done. Now we're going to the next step, which is the winches again, the davits. Step 3. Take davit arm A 46D and davit base A 46J. Part 46D has 2 pegs circled and a cutaway corner arrow. The pegs fit in the holes in part 46J, circled as shown in the photo. Near right, glue the davit arm 46D to the base 46J, as shown in the photo far right. Okay, so that one would be the very front one again. Well, not the very front one, but I think, well, let me see. Yeah, the very front one, okay. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get our little davit cranes out. Well, not cranes, but their bases. And we're going to look at how the pegs are shaped. So this one right here has pegs that go farthest to the front right here. And you want to make sure your pulleys are facing the inwards again. So this one is meant for the front up here, which will go right there. That one's good. This one will go right, not there. You'll be able to tell where they go when they slot in place. Okay, so that one's going to go right there. This one, judging by the way the pegs are spaced apart, will probably go there. And then this last one, yeah, this last one, which is close to about the same as the other one was, will go right here. Okay, so that's where all the little bases are going to go. So now we're going to need to get out the arms, the davit arms. And the first one we have to find has the cutout in it. So here's one with the cutout at the edge. So grabbing this davit, doing it as a test fit to test fit it to see if it's going to, yeah, that one's going to go right there. So getting my Loctite Ultra Gel Control Super Glue ready. I'm going to add some Loctite Gel Control Super Glue to these pegs. just like that, and then I'm going to place this on to the piece. So trying to match the holes, just like that. Okay, and making sure that the pulley system is going to face the inside. That will go right like that. So that one's good. We got that one figured out. Step 3. Now take davit base B 46K, davit arm B 46E, and one of the C2 davit arms 46G. Glue one of the arms to each side of the base right. So we're going to need to find the other one that's got the cutoff in it, which that one don't have it. 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 That one's got it. There's our cutoff. So the cutoff one is going to go on this one right here. And it's going to face the outer edge of the ship. So, checking the fit of the arm before I apply it to the real thing. Which that one is not wanting to cooperate again like the last one did. So, try this again. Okay. Okay, so this one's going to have its holes opened a bit farther, just like the other one. So let me grab my toothpick. And we're going to have to push the toothpick into these holes to open the hose up a little bit more. Otherwise, it ain't going to go. Okay. Now that I have done that, I'm going to take the davit arm with the cutout in it, and I'm going to apply Loctite gel control super glue to the davit arm, and then I'm going to insert these two pegs into their corresponding holes. Just like that. Now we're going to flip her around, and these are going to be the one of these davit arms that has the two pegs on each side like that. That's going to fasten into the back of this. So same thing, Loctite gel control super glue onto the back, and then we're going to insert the arm onto the crane part itself. And with that, we have that one like that, which for a dry fit test, it's going to go right there. Okay, so we got 2 more to do. 5. Take the 2 davit bases C 46L, 2 davit arms C1 46F, and 2 davit arms C2 46G. Glue one of the arms to each side of each of the bases to complete 2 davits. Okay. So taking our next little crane pieces, we'll go with this one next. Taking this one, doing a test fit, seeing which way it would fit the best. Okay, so nope, that's not the way. Flip this around. Okay, that's the way. So now that we figured out the right way it goes, we're going to apply some Ultra Gel Control Loctite Super Glue to this davit, and then we're going to work on getting them into place. So that's that one done, and then we're going to flip it around. Now we're looking for the davit arms that have the pegs that go straight up and down like that. So taking it, putting some glue, and then we're going to put that davit arm onto the piece, and then we're going to press it in firmly. And then there you have it. We got one more davit complete, and that one's going to go right here for a test fit. Just like right there. Now we're going to take our final one. We're going to test these arms to see which way it fits the best. So, once again, that's not the correct way, so we're going to flip it. And then we're going to try to add it to this, and that is the correct way. So, set that down there. We're going to add some more Ultra Gel Control to these pegs. And then we're going to add this davit to the piece. Press it in firmly. Just like that. Then we're going to flip it around. And we're going to use our last one, which has the two pegs that go straight up and down again. I'm sorry, y'all. This thing keeps losing focus. I'm trying to fight with it right now. Okay. And then we're going to put the Ultra Gel Control Super Glue onto this part. And then we're going to take a piece of the davit, and then we're going to glue that in. And with that, we have all of the davits on this side assembled, except for this piece, except for this one that goes farther back here on this side, because we don't get that till a later stage on both these. But, sorry. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each davit and I'm going to firmly glue them down to the deck. Learning from my mistake last time, I'm just going to go ahead and firmly place them into the deck and then glue them from underneath. So, taking my first one, I'm going to make sure that it firmly presses in place. Just like that. Then I'm going to flip this one. I'm going to clean off this a bit, get that some of that Gorilla Glue that came out. Then I'm going to apply glue to the pegs themselves underneath. And now that that one's in there, I'm going to take the next one, which has these two like this, And I'm going to firmly press it in place. Make sure it's in there, which it is. Then I'm going to flip this upside down again, taking my Ultra Gel Control. I'm going to add the glue to the bottom of the pegs. And that's those davits down now. Now I'm going to take the next set of davits and figure out which one goes to which corresponding hole. So if I put this one here, will it go? Ow, that hurt my hand. Okay, that one went down. I'm going to try this last one to see if it goes in the right place. And put that one down. Okay, that one went down. So now that these are firmly attached down, I'm going to flip. I'm going to add the Gel Control Super Glue. To those last two pegs. Then I'm going to flip this back around. And there we have it. We have the davits now on the other side. So now that those are complete, step 6 was identify the fixing points for the 4 davits as indicated. Right. Note that one peg on each of the davit bases is larger than the other to ensure you fit them the correct way round. Check that you have the 4 davits in the right position, then glue them in place along the port side of the boat deck. Okay, then we're going to go to our last page. So, give me a few seconds here. Fighting with this book. Well, not book, but my little key ring with the books on it that I made. Yeah, I wish we would get the binder, but like I said, we do not get the binder for free. We have to pay for it. Which, it is what it is, I guess. Okay. Step 7. Fit the tarpaulin 46C to each of the lifeboats 46A. And fit a block gear 46B into the slots at each end of the tarpaulins. Do not use any glue at this stage. So the same thing with the lifeboats and the tarpaulins. Which right there is 2 more lifeboats. So we're going to take a tarpaulin. And then we're going to try our best to snap. These are a little bit difficult of a snap fit sometimes. Okay, that one's snapped. We're going to take our next one. And there we go. And then we're going to take our little ropes. I really wish this thing wouldn't lose focus. But there you go. There's one. We're going to take our last two. Which that one's on there. Then I'm going to take my last one. Make sure this one's in here. Okay. So now we got those on there, and then we're going to go ahead and dry fit these to the boat deck. Put it on the cranes, because I am curious to see how this is going to look. Looking at them here. And there we go. Now we have 2 lifeboats on this side and 2 lifeboats on that side. And you can see there how good that's looking. I absolutely like that. But that completes this issue. And the final thing, completed work. 4 more davits have been fitted to the boat deck, along with a strip of decking. The next 2 lifeboats have been assembled. Store them carefully until they are needed. Yeah, that's that one. But that's going to do it for this one. And when I come back, we'll be doing issues 47. But until then, you all have a blessed one. And goodbye.